Today we're going to do 3 more projects using cedar fence pickets. Let's begin. Now when you're shopping for your pickets, I do highly recommend to sift through the pile a little bit because you want to find the ones that have the least amount of knots for a couple reasons. 1, it'll look really good in the project, and 2, they're a little bit easier to work with. For project number 1, we're going to need a total of 3 pickets. I've cut down 14 boards at 12 inches long. I have 2 boards at 11 3/8, and the reason why is I need the thickness of one of these boards and the length of the other board to be exactly 12 inches. My lower board is 5/8, so that means this will be 11 3/8. If yours is any different, just make that adjustment. I also need 4 boards at 5.5 inches long. That is also the width of this board. If yours is a little different, make those adjustments. Also, when you're cutting down your pickets, there's a very good chance you're going to get a bunch of little fibers sticking up. Make sure you sand those off or you'll probably get a bunch of splinters in your hand. Now take 2 of your 12-inch boards, 1 of your 11 3/8 and 1 of your 5.5, and you want to take the 2 12s and you want to sandwich them around the 11 3/8. Take the 5.5 and you want to put it right on the bottom down here. Now make it flush with the outside boards. And once you do that, it should be flush here on the top. Then I'd suggest getting some number 3 waterproof glue and put it in all of the joints. And then you may want to consider putting a couple nails or a couple screws in all of these joints as well, just to make sure it doesn't come loose over time. And once you complete that first one, we want to build a second one just like it. Now of course, these may not be exactly perfect, but they should be pretty close. Now we're going to set these to the side and give it some time for the glue to dry. Then we're going to grab 2 more 12-inch long pieces and 1 of the 5.5, and we're going to build this very similar like we did with the others, except this is not going to have any side support. So then grab an additional 12-inch piece. This is not going in the assembly, this is just to add some support. And once we get that all lined up, we're going to add glue and nails to hold it together. And just like before, we're making a set of 2 of these as well. Next, we're going to lay all of our pieces on their sides. The first ones we made will be on the outer sides, and the ones without the side supports will be in the center. Now, we want the bottom edge down here. We want all the corners to be touching, but we want up here to have a gap. These gaps should be pretty close to 3.5 inches. They don't have to be perfect, but you do want them to be pretty close. Next, we're going to grab one of the 12-inch pieces, and we're going to lay it to cover up the gap. Now, we want to try and make sure that the overlap here is even on both sides. So you could measure this out and make it perfect, or you can just eyeball it. I'm just going to eyeball it in my case here and get it pretty close. You also want to do the same to the back, making sure that the overlap is also the same. Then take a pencil and just do a little reference mark on the top and on the bottom so that you know exactly where this is going to go. I've then added some glue, and we're going to position this board in place, making sure to find those reference marks that we did before. And then I'm just going to add some nails or screws to hold it in position until the glue dries. And once we have that first side complete, we're going to flip this over and add a board to the other side as well. Here's a little tip for you. When you're clamping this together, it's a good idea to use some jumbo craft sticks underneath your actual clamps. It's less likely to mess up the cedar. Also, be careful on the length of nail or screw you're using. I ended up having them too long. I got one sticking out there, one there, and a few other places as well. I'm gonna have to go back here and bend those over so I don't get cut on them, but be careful on the length of your nail or screw. Now just continue to attach everything together so that you end up with 4 inner boards and 3 outer boards on each side. And when you're done, it should look something like this. Any guesses on what it is? If you said a planter box, you are correct. This would be a great display for about any plant in just about any location. It's really simple to make because everything's just a square cut, but with that arch on the bottom, it really sets it off. I hope you get a chance to make one. For project number 2, we're only going to need 1 board. You'll need 1 board at 11 inches and 2 boards at 1 inch. And after cutting this, I realized you could possibly use, instead of a new board, some scrap left over from one of our previous cedar projects, so keep that in mind. On one end of the board, we need to find the center line. And so the board is 5.5 inches, and so we'll put a little mark at 2 3/4. And then coming in from that side, we need to mark 2 inches. which will be right about there. And where those two lines meet, we need to drill a hole. Now I'm gonna need a 1.5 inch hole right there on that mark, and I'm gonna use a Forstner bit to do this. If you don't have one of these, you can use a hole saw to do the same. Next, we're going to glue the two smaller pieces together. You could also use some nails or screws to do it quickly. And once those are together, we're gonna attach it under the main board as well. Make sure it's on the same end as the hole. If you haven't guessed already, it's a little mini cornhole game for tabletop. Now, of course, the hole is much smaller than your standard, so you'll have to either make something or maybe use something like a little tea bag. That should slide up in there and fall in pretty easily. Now, of course, you will have to go and sand this down and probably put like a polyurethane on it so everything will slide nicely and there won't be all these little splinters sticking up. But overall, you can make a second one and have a cool little game among friends. Hope you get a chance to make one. For project number 3, you're gonna need one full-size board and some scrap left over, kind of like I had left over after the last project. If you don't have any scrap, then just grab you a second board. You'll need 2 boards at 10 inches, 1 board at 16 inches, and 2 boards at 17.25. Now grab the 10-inch boards, and we want to measure up 5.5 inches on each side, and make a mark there as well. Then looking at the top side, this is the side that we did the 5.5 measurement, we want to measure in 1.5 inches and make a mark, and do that on both sides. Then take a straight edge and draw a line from the 5.5 up to the 1.5 so that you can see it really well. Now we need to cut out both of these side areas on these 10-inch boards. Next, we're going to take those boards we just cut and we're going to align those along the 16-inch board on each end here. Once you have them in place, you can glue them, nail them, or screw them. It's up to you. Now before we go any further, we need to grab that scrap piece of wood or that extra board and we need to cut a 16-inch piece out of it. Then you want to rip that board down into 2 pieces that are about 1.5 inches. It does not have to be exact, but close. If you can't do that, you can always grab just a 2x4 and rip it down and it should be pretty close to the same size. Then you need to glue these together and give it some time to dry. After the glue has dried, it's a good idea to take some sandpaper and just go across these 4 corners here because they can be a little sharp. Then we're going to take that double board and we're going to center it right in between the 2 10-inch boards that we have on there and use some nails or screws going in from the ends to hold them in place. Next, we're going to attach those 17.25-inch boards right there on the sides. Try and get the ends as flush as possible, but if it's a little bit off, it is okay. And then, of course, use some nails or screws to hold them in place. And we now have an antique-looking toolbox. Or you could use this as a planter for your front porch, or just about anything else you would like. And I hope you get a chance to make one. And there's 3 more great projects made out of cedar fence pickets. Now, if you have any ideas or suggestions on how to make these any better, please list those in the comments. I'd love to read them, plus you'll help out a ton of other people. Otherwise, I hope you get a chance to get out in your shop and have fun building.